So we could use the deck that's there. I guess let's go ahead and use that. That's fine. I was actually just preparing something a little more updated, but it'll do. So I'm Sam. I'm CEO of Axle AI, and we are a software company. We do software for media teams who have to remotely search and manage large amounts of content. And we are kind of in a middle ground. We call it making media smarter, but we're in middle ground between being a raw startup and a real company. We have 22 full-time people. We will do about $1.2 million in revenue this year. And we have some big name customers like Madison Square Garden and the New York Yankees, a company called Tomorrowland that does music festivals, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Coca-Cola. So some very big brand names, and also some media companies like NBC Universal and Paramount and Warner Brothers. So these are some of our paying customers. And we are actually currently doing an equity crowd fund, which we plan to follow up with a price round in Q4. The equity crowd fund is going pretty well. We just crossed over $250,000 today. And we'll probably hit about 300 or 350 before the end on Monday night. It's on Republic, by the way. And if any of you have questions about Reg CF crowdfunding, it's a fascinating new area, and in our case, it's been very rewarding. So the underlying problem is that finding video clips is a real needle in a haystack problem, and in fact, it lies at the intersection of three very high growth markets: video, machine learning, and remote work. And each of those is double digits of billions and growing at the double digits of CAGR. So it's the intersection, sort of the Venn diagram of those three things. We're doubling year over year from last year, and we expect to double again next year. We're largely bootstrapped up till now, but we're raising some money to try and accelerate that growth because we think the market is actually growing faster than we are at the moment. Today, there's about 400,000 teams worldwide that do this kind of work. That number is expected to grow to about 1 million by the end of the decade. So, and each of those teams has accelerating needs. Oh, thank you. Go ahead. That's fine. Has accelerating needs, particularly because of COVID. They all need to work at a distance, and this was really unheard of 2 years ago. This is one of our customers, for instance, here in Boston, American Public Television. They were able to transition to remote work almost overnight with our software. The market is quite large. About $16 billion a year are spent on storage for video. And we have a close strategic partnership with Seagate, where they're trying to diversify into a range of storage solutions, not just hard drives. And they really see us as integral to pulling that off in the media space. This is just some of the underlying dynamics. Basically, video is obviously taking off incredibly quickly, but the cost of the hardware technologies needed to store and manage it are dropping. So it's becoming really affordable for small and mid-sized teams to address this problem. Whereas in the past, they would have just accumulated shelves full of these hard drives. This is what our UI looks like. It looks a little bit like Dropbox or Google Drive, intentionally so. These are not the most technical people. We can skip this one. This is like a video walkthrough of the product. I'd be happy to spend more time on it. This is a little sort of architecture diagram of how it works. Essentially, it's a modular AI system. We just acquired actually a small European AI company to give us better face recognition, but we can plug in third parties as AI modules. And then underneath that, we have essentially the UI, and then a very low impact backend that can scan existing storage. So that's pretty much it. We have a workflow automation tool as well called Connector. And again, we're looking to raise a 1.5 million in a price round in Q4. But also, please feel free to check out republic.co/axle-AI to get a feel for what we're doing right now. There was also a nice article in Business Insider today about our raise and equity crowdfunding generally. So I can share that in the chat, actually.